Hey everyone, today we're going to be with my good buddy Chris Bennett from Capella Mortgage, and we're going to talk about hard money. So Chris, give a little brief introduction.
Of course. I have the pleasure of owning the title Director of Client Relations at Capella Mortgage. So I get to interact with about 1,000 investors. I have about 350 to 400 that are very active in trust deeds, in individual trust deeds. And how this correlates to you, we'll get into later, but essentially we are a realtor's best friend because we can come in at the last minute and provide funding when other measures don't live up to.
They can't work.
No.
So I guess what we'll start with is, one, what is hard money? Because I know there's probably some negative connotations that some people think of when they hear hard money. And then what are trust deeds? Because you brought that up already.
Sure. So as it relates to real estate, let's start with that. Hard money basically is a filler. So if we have someone that can't qualify for, FHA, Fannie Freddie, USDA, and they still, want an owner-occupied home, we actually carry one of the only licenses in Nevada that can do owner-occupied properties. That's great because it fills 3 boxes. We satisfy the borrower's thirst for owning that property. We have individual investors come in and fund the property, and then it also takes care of our staff of 17 people.
So a trust deed is basically just a mortgage?
A trust deed is an instrument that allows an investor to put their name on the Exhibit B. So, for instance, if I'm buying a home and I want to do it quickly, say 3-4 days, it's a cash deal. Mm-hmm. I know it's going to go quickly. I don't have the cash. I can go hard money. And it's beneficial because we can close in 3 days. We do it all the time.
So the old idea of loan shark is not what hard money is. It's truly a tool to be used in certain situations that actually help borrowers and help people get into homes when there's no options for them.
Correct. It's also a utility for expediting the process. So if your typical bank, Bank of Nevada, Wells Fargo, Bank of America, is going to require 30 days and you want to go ahead and jump on this property, especially if it's an investment property and it's going to go quickly. Luxury condo market is a very good example. We do a lot of those where our originators will do the intake and then the last place it hits is my desk where I get to market and sell it to the investors, and it makes everybody very happy. Now, let me address the loan sharking part. Yes, money has become more expensive, but when it comes to owner-occupied, we are regulated by Dodd-Frank.
Okay.
So we have to stick to that number. Right now, it's about 10.5%, which sounds, you're always dating the rate. You're never married to the rate.
Yeah.
But with an owner-occupied property, we do have to write it for 61 months. So we write it for 5 years. There's no way around that. We can't do a 6-month or an 18-month on an owner-occupied property.
Are there pre-penalty payments on those, generally speaking, when it comes to hard money?
Yes, it's good that you brought that up because there is a 3-month prepayment penalty. I don't call it a prepayment penalty, but when we collectively ask an investor to use their money to fund something, we want to make sure that it's there for at least 3 months.
Okay, 3 months is doable. By the time you're trying to find another funding mechanism, if you don't want to keep that loan product, 3 months will go by in a flash, really.
But I'd like to go back, I'd like to circle back, and we call that an interest guarantee.
Interest guarantee, okay.
Yeah, so it's not a prepayment penalty.
Just interest guarantee.
Right.
Okay, so what, you've talked about owner occupants. Who else would use hard money? Like what kind of products do you guys search for and fund?
It comes to us. We use Google AdWords as advertising. That brings us quite a bit of inventory. Ever since Powell has started raising rates every quarter, a lot of people can't afford the home that they could afford 9 months ago, 18 months ago. And I know everybody understands that because money has become expensive. Look at what's going on with credit cards right now.
Yeah.
And so I feel like this is the best time to be in hard money, whether you're a borrower, and a lot of our borrowers become investors because they see
the process.
The process. And especially living in Las Vegas, reputational risk is enormous. I feel like we always deliver to our borrowers. If we can't deliver, we'll let them know and say, look, we need an extra percentage point on here if it's an investment property to take it from 11 to 12 or 12 to 13 in order to get this sold.
For sure. So what kind of ranges are you looking at? Like, what's the smallest loan that you think you could take on or you've done? I'm sure, if you had the right investors, the products can go infinitely, but what's your range?
Oh, I wish it could go infinitely, but the smallest loan that I've filled with an investor dollar is $40,000, which is very, very small.
Yeah.
And I would advise against that because we're not looking to fund anything under 70 to 100,000 because we do have some fees.
Yeah. And
so that's the small end of the spectrum. And what I'm talking about here, Beau, is outliers. So 40,000 being the smallest, all the way up to 13 million, where we funded an entire hotel.
Yeah. So I mean, you guys are really a one-stop shop for anyone looking to fund owner occupants, fix and flips, some land deals, even like you said, large projects as hotels, right?
Yes, and we'll do everything from raw land, apartment buildings, condo tels. Those have become really popular. And the only thing that we're bound to is we're only licensed. I'm happy to say we got licensed in Idaho this morning, and that has been a 2-year process. So we're now licensed in 8 states.
Okay.
And the reason I bring that up is we can do deals in California, Texas, Colorado, New Mexico, now Idaho.
Florida, right?
No, Florida's investment.
Oh, really?
So we cannot do owner occupied. We can only do investment in Florida. But about 40 of the 50 states allow us to do investment.
Okay, so you have a pretty wide net of people you can help out there.
Yeah. So it's a great tool, and it helps. We've helped thousands of people.
So traditionally, when you go in to get a mortgage, you're going to do applications, bank fees, background checks. What is if someone wants to come and do a hard money loan? What are the documents or processes they should have coming into it if they need to do this quick? Your 3, 4, 5 days, like you say.
Ideally, we'd like 6 months of bank statements.
Okay.
We have worked with 2 or 3 months of bank statements. That includes their business account. That includes anywhere that they have money. The biggest thing is their ability to repay. We'd never want to put anybody into a loan that they can't afford, because not only is that unethical, but at the same time, it puts our investor capital in peril.
And it hurts your reputation long term as well.
It does, and that's why when I speak to people about hard money, which I love to do, I'm very proud of the fact that we have a less than 2% foreclosure rate.
Wow.
Because we do ask that people come in, unless they're a returning borrower, tried and true, we ask that they still come in with 20%, so that they have plenty of skin in the game.
Yeah, and they have some wiggle room if things start going awry a little bit.
Right. Now we do have people that have done 10, 15, even 22 loans with us as on the borrower side, and they're fix and flippers, and barring any natural disaster, they're usually very easy to work with.
Perfect. Well, thanks for this information. I know hard money is a topic that we don't really hear about that much in the real estate game. I think, as you said, we're going to start hearing about it more as the economy changes and changes, and just the overall mantra of how people are buying and selling these days.
Yeah.
Is there anything else, any other tips and tricks you want to share about hard money or just investing in general?
Yeah, I'd like to clear up a huge misconception with hard money. A lot of people think that people come and do a hard money loan because they're hard up. And that is absolutely not the case. I've seen multi-millionaires, probably billionaires, use hard money because it does cost them, money and potential capital to call their broker and get out of an equity position that has upside. So if they know that their rate is X, because you come in with excellent credit and a lot of money in the bank, you're going to get an excellent rate because
for sure,
every investor is going to want to place their capital.
Yeah, they feel safe there.
Right. So I just want to take away that misconception that hard money is not something. I don't like people pigeonholing hard money. Like, oh, you can't get it a Fannie Freddie loan. No, we have people that have done 10 investment properties with us because we're one phone call.
Yeah, it's quick, easy, and then they can secure their deal, and then if they want to change their financing later, there's options to do that.
You're dating the rate, you're not married to the
Exactly.
rate. That's the easiest way. It's such a cliche, but it's true.
It's true. Well, thank you so much, and we'll have you back for, of course, more investment tips and tricks.
Wonderful, thank you.
Thank you for watching my video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.